What's good, YouTube? I'm back. So right now I'm continuing with my Liverpool save. It's been a few days since my last upload and I've already played some of the games. So far I haven't started my season yet. I'll be playing my first match of the season now. So today, as you can see, the date is 11 August. The first match will be starting soon. So let me just walk through some of the things that happened while from my past upload. So first things first, I'll show you the first team I'll be playing against, and my first opposition of the season would be Manchester City. So frankly speaking, I'm quite nervous for this match. As you can see from my friendly matches, I've won comfortably for most of the match except one, which is against the toughest opposition I had, Torino, which we drew 1-1. But the rest we won comfortably. So with Torino we drew 1-1, and Torino frankly are not that difficult. So I'm quite scared with Manchester City. So let's see some of the team news over here. So for City side, they have Bravo, who's unregistered, 3 players injured, and for Liverpool, well, look at that. Aguero, De Bruyne, and Sané, 3 dangerous players who are injured. That can only be good news for me. So for my Liverpool side, we have Markovic, who's unregistered and need to sacrifice some, and Chamberlain is still out from his injury, so he's still out for quite some time. Okay, so if you watch my first video, you would have noticed that some of my schedules have already changed a lot. So what happened was I had to restart my game, seeing as my first save for Liverpool, I had a very small database, so there was a lot of players missing that I wanted to get, and so to get those players, I have to restart the save, and then with a larger database. So hence my matches have all been changed. Okay, so I have been thinking of how to play against Manchester City, but most of it I haven't changed that much tactically. So seeing as few days has passed since my last upload and transfer window has already closed, so let me just show you some of the transfers that happened in the past few days. Okay, so there's this transfer history. Okay, so one thing that I'm quite surprised was that transfer fees for players in this game is actually quite high. I wasn't expecting the prices of the players to skyrocket, mainly probably because they didn't want to sell their players, but I found 19-year-old players, clubs are demanding 100 million for them. So that was a real turn-off, and it was quite difficult to get some bargain players. So let's just start from over here. So since Becker, Fabinho, Keita, and Shaqiri has already started the game even before I played. So this I have only signed 5 players. Jan Kirchhoff, well, forgive me if I butcher his name. I've heard of him before and he was free, so he was recommended. So I just signed him as a backup, since he can also play in defense and defensive midfield as well as midfield. So he was a good cover option. So he's not going to be my main player. For a 27-year-old German with 13k salary per week, it's actually not bad. So I'm happy to have him as a backup player. The thing as he has played, where is his history? Okay, so for someone who has already played in Bayern, Schalke, it's not bad to get him, especially as a backup player. Okay, so he will be somewhere, if not all the time on my bench, maybe few matches on the bench. He's definitely not going to start a match unless I have a serious injury problem. Right now, I don't have any other available defenders besides my starting 11 plus Jan Kirchhoff. Okay, the next one I signed was Oscar Ustari. Ustari is not a very good player. So he's 32 right now, and I'm signing for 10k per week. He was free transfer, and he's only valued at 3 million right now. So the reason I signed him was because in my last Football Manager game, which I played was FM12, that was 6 years ago. Oscar Ustari was one of those promising talent that came very cheap, but he was always good that he can develop into a 4-star player and always sold at high prices. So even though he wasn't my main player since I always had De Gea in the past, but he was actually quite good. If you started with a smaller club and then after a few years he will develop into a good player, you can use him as a main player or sell him for some profit. So like I said in the previous one, I have some issues with Liverpool goalkeepers, but with Becker right now I'm not worried. He has performed he has performed wonderfully for the preseason. So Ustari also has done well when Becker wasn't around. So the next one I signed was Herving Lozano from PSV. Okay, so one reason why I signed him was he could play on either wing or as a center forward. So Liverpool don't really have that many players. I was thinking of offloading Sturridge since he was quite injury prone, but he has a very good finishing. So I've changed my mind on Sturridge, but at the same time I've already loaned out who was his name? What's his name? I've already loaned out Origi and Solanke, this Dominic, both strikers. So I don't really have any capable one besides Tadic now. So another player I signed was Bertrand Traore. So he is also one of similar case with Lozano. So they have good potential. So he Bertrand Traore is only 22, so he's going to be on my bench a lot more than Lozano. And then the last player I signed was Joao Felix. This was a tough one because I was trying to sign him for a very long time actually. But every time I came, the club always demanded 60 to 70 million, which was ridiculous. And then last few days of the transfer window, I just changed it for onto loan. They actually accepted. I was quite surprised, but he was one of the players that I wanted to get since I wanted to play in a proper attacking midfield, and that can also develop into a very good player. Right now he's rated 4 stars. One of the things I can trust this potential ability is because I've already got rid of all the useless stuffs, especially the scouts. As you can see now, I have quite a few scouts and they are judging abilities, potential abilities, everything. They are quite good. So that's 19-19, 12-18, 18-18, 17-17. My lowest one is also 17-15. So I got rid of all the remaining one since I don't want to have a useless scouts and giving me wrong information on players, so I rather have a very limited amount that can tell me which players are good for the future. Okay, so these are the few changes. Right now with that, okay, so with the signing of 3 players, I've actually used up most of my transfer budget. I didn't have enough money to sign anyone else. I was thinking of signing, could I see the failed transfers? No. Right now, you can see I had 0 funds. Yes. So here you can see my cancelled one. I was trying to sign Mangala to have a better defense. In the end, we agreed for 12 million, which is actually not bad, but I just didn't have enough money left, so I had to cancel it. I was also looking for Fabio Silva, another good promising 16-year-old, but As you can see, even after offering 20 million, they didn't accept. Berbatov, I've read that actually Berbatov is still a good finisher for a 37-year-old. So I've ended up trying for getting him on loan, but he just didn't want to come. I need some backup strikers. That's the only reason why I went for Berbatov. Even though as a MU fan, I actually enjoyed watching Berbatov play. Another one that I tried to sign was this guy Harvard. I've actually had a few offers for him, but he just didn't accept. As you can see, there was until 55 million, but I didn't accept as well, which was disappointing. Okay, and then so two players confirmed to be sold. This was before I started the game, Karius and Danny Ings. So hopefully I could get some extra budgets for later on. Okay, so on to the tactics. Tactically, I haven't changed much. I'm still playing with roughly the same starting 11 with a vertical tiki-taka style and an attacking mentality. So on my bench, I'm having Ustari. As you can see, Mignoli is unregistered, so I actually didn't register Mignoli. I was thinking of selling him directly. I've already replaced Ustari with Mignoli. So the rest of it. So Gomez is playing center back with Van Dijk because my rest of my defenders are injured. Kirchhoff is on my bench. Nathaniel Klein, he's on the bench. He's unlikely to start. So I'm still debating whether to play on Klein or Alexander Arnold. So, but this is roughly the place I'm going to start with the match. The front three is already confirmed. I didn't have any plan to change the front three. My midfield, Keita, Fabinho as was a confirmed starter. So Henderson also plays. The only one I would sub basically is Henderson and Wijnaldum. I actually like him playing. So that's the only one that I might change. Defensively, Lovren is injured, Matip is injured, Robertson is still injured. So I don't have that many defensive players, so that's why Kirchhoff plays an important role right now. So I already brought this Pedro Chirivella to my first team. Pre-season, he had played wonderfully. So he had 6 assists, although no goals, but he had played wonderfully. So I already brought him to my first team. So there's nothing much changes in my formation wise right now. So if I have more money during the second half of the season for January transfer, I'm still not sure who I might get. So not sure. Okay. So fitness tests are not recommended, everything. Okay. So that's one. Team selection. Now let's move forward to our match. So this is basically what I wanted to start with. So Henderson is not 100% fit, so it's not matched up. So I'm going to change him with Wijnaldum. So that's basically the only one I'm going to change. Ranking match sharpness. I didn't notice that. Klein. If it was anyone else, I wouldn't mind taking the risk, but it's Manchester City, and I do want to start a season with a win. So let's start. Okay, for substitute outside my squad, that doesn't matter. Squad number given to one in the squad. Who is this? Oh, Bertrand Traore. I didn't give him a squad number yet. So what's available? You can take 17. Okay, so most of these team talks I've already given my assistant manager to handle. So needs to be passionate. show what you can do. Okay, so they've really not taken it seriously, they have not been motivated. So let's motivate one by one. The midfield, passionate, alright, and as well as the strikers. Okay, look happy and motivated. So that is what I want. So as you can see, my assistant will give player tactical instructions. So how I've been playing the match is, actually I've already made the match super fast, and I only have a highlight which I don't really watch that much. Okay. As a United fan, I'm jealous of Liverpool's front three right for the time being, since MU don't have any proper scorers who can score consistently, especially since the Manchester Derby the other day. I was quite disappointed, lost 3-1. I had no words. So that's one of the reasons why I want to win right now, and I always want to win against City. Why are we getting so many 2 yellow cards in the first 15 minutes? What can I say? Ask them to calm down. Disinterested. Well, that's the first time. Sadio Mane is already at 76. Did he pick up a knock? Let's play balance. Overlap. Alright. So with nothing much happening, so let's just speed up the match a bit. Yeah, as suspected, Mane is injured. So Mane plays on the left. So who's usually the better player? Lala now. Bertrand Traore is also not 100% fit. Okay, let me just go to tactics and pause the match for a while. Okay, what am I checking? Actually, Lalanas. What's wrong with this? Okay, so it's 37 million. Okay, money. Let's sub you for Lalana. But right now, I don't want to take any risk, so I would sub all the players if I could. Even Salah is on a yellow card. I'm quite worried about him. So as he's my main striker, I have to leave him be. Okay, compose. So statistically, City has dominated. They have more shots, more on target, and we have committed a lot more fouls. As you can see, we have 4 yellow cards compared to them. But possession-wise, we have more control. Even Keita is injured. Our best performer, Alisson. The worst struggle, Firmino. Okay, let's head to our team talk. So for system-wise, ask team to do this for the fans. We're not too satisfied with that. Firmino and la. So right now there's nothing much I can change. Firmino 6.4 performed poorly. So Sturridge can play the second half of the match. Hand to assistant. Oh, so passionate. Come on, show me something. My midfield. Strikers too, and defenders too. Passionate. So Sturridge. Show me you have it. The thing is, Sturridge is so injury prone that I don't want to play him more than 45 minutes nowadays. So if he does play my match, see, 1 minute after restart, already considered a goal. Poor defending. It's onside, so narrow. Okay, Joe Gomez. Quite worried about that. That's a bit close. Come on, let's pressure them. Creative as well as start playing attacking. Alright, stay in the match from a yellow card. Free kick. Counter. Come on, man, defend. Ooh, okay. Come on. Sola is. Yeah, should be subbing in soon. Oh, come on, man. Who are you passing to? Yeah. Now don't. Keita. Come on, Keita. Maybe it's time. Don't score. Another sub. Keita. Alright. So Fabinho has been solid for me. 1-0 down to City. Come on, man. Could have just scored that. Be more creative for this is worrying. Push forward. Even though I say push forward, that doesn't mean you can just pass the ball right and left without any target. Come on. So close. 10 more minutes. Come on, man. It's the first time I want Liverpool to win so badly. Ooh, their condition are dropping down. Salah is under 60, under 70%. Looks like we are gonna lose. Come on, man. Last minute. Shit. Crap. We've lost the match. Okay, but we did perform better than the first half. But I'm still quite disappointed to concede their goal 2 minutes after the restart. So let's go to our dressing room. Our best player seems to be who's this? Moreno. No, it's not Moreno. Fabinho. Yeah, it was disappointing. So they have to perform much better for the next match. Fabinho was our best performer. So Mane injured 3 days. Thankfully, Liverpool debut for Fabinho. Okay, so this one Van Dijk close to triggering clause. What clause is this? 5 players, 1 million. That's nothing much. Okay, so that was the first match of the season. Didn't perform too badly. but still disappointed to lose. Okay, so this press conference I will do it later. So let's have a look at competition right now. City, obviously the first, we are bottom since. Ah. So since we are the only team that played yet, so that's the one changes. So Premier League, I want to see the transfers. So the highest transfer was City, Julian May. Pulisic went to Chelsea. That's interesting because I just read the news today that Chelsea are close to signing Pulisic as well in real life. Adrian Silva to MU, Bertrand Traore, my most expensive player that I signed. At one point, I was interested to sign Frankie De Jong, so that's even Jonas Hector. So the rest, nothing much. Okay, so it'll be interesting to see the next transfer window, who I could sign and who I can get rid of. So right now there's two players that I will get rid of. One of them is Minole, as you can see, it's total red since he's unregistered, 1/3 as well, and Markovic. Right now I don't have any plan for Markovic, so I will try to get rid of him as soon as possible. Okay, so I think that's it for today. So I was thinking to play 2 match, but it's already quite long, so I will see you all again on my next match against Arsenal. So I do not know who with our group stage yet, so that will see you later, but I'll be back for the next match against Arsenal. That's it for me. Thank you. Have a good day.